How's it going, everyone? Marriland here, and that's right, it's time for more of Marriland's Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Adventure. Last time, I ended up getting the National Pokédex, so now I have a lot more Pokemon I can see. And something I didn't do, I didn't press the R button to toggle which Pokédex I'm using. You can do that in your Pokédex now, which is kind of handy. You know, if you're just going for completing the Sinnoh Pokédex, that's fine too. Or if you're going for the more ambitious National Pokédex, that was definitely going to be more of a challenge, but that's how you kind of toggle between the two. So that's pretty neat. Okay, so this episode is going to be just fairly loose, just a few kind of things to do. Something I want to do, I want to evolve my floaty here, my Gligar into Gliscor, but I have to wait until it's 8 p.m. at night in order to do that. So I got a little bit of time to burn, and what I want to do for that, here I am just talking. Let me actually do something, but what I want to do for that is I want to go underground, all right? Underground is a great place to visit after you have gotten your National Pokédex, because there's so many Pokemon there. But since I'm going to be leveling up very fast down there, I want to wait until night. So we're going to do something else before then. Just some odds and ends. So in here, you can talk to this little girl, and she'll tell you what the daily swarming Pokemon is. After you've gotten the National Pokédex, every day, there will be a swarm of Pokemon in a certain area. And in this case, let's see. It's at Eterna Forest. There's a bunch of Slackoth there. So yeah, you can do this by, well, just talking to her. I think it also tells it on the TV, if I'm not mistaken, but it's convenient just to do that. Oh yeah, Bebe, that's right, in Home City. So I guess Dawn has some useful advice for you here and there. So I need to go to Eterna Forest, but I also need to go see Bebe. So let's go to Eterna Forest, because it's a little, well, I wouldn't say it's quicker, but it's just the first task. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. Speaking of Eterna Forest, at this point, you can now visit at night, so I'll probably do that kind of around the same time. But you can now visit the old chateau and actually catch a Pokemon there that's pretty useful. So yeah, look at all these Slackoth in the grass. They're all over the place. So now in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, when there is a swarming Pokemon, you'll visually be able to see it. Like, it's very, very obvious that there's a swarming Pokemon there, which is actually pretty handy. I like that. It's a nice touch. I don't think they're actually like encounters like, you know, let's say the Dexnav in Oras or something like that. Let me put away, I'm gonna put away Squawk for just a moment here, because Chili has False Swipe, and I kind of want to get a Slackoth since I'm here, right? Well, that's not a Slackoth. Yeah, it's not perfect. I think it's either 20 or 40% chance to find it, but that's not bad. Should be pretty easy when there's a swarming Pokemon. All right, I finally found one. Yeah, I'm guessing it's 20% because, or maybe it's like 22 or something. Like, I don't know. It took me about 5 or 6 encounters. So let's just be silly and catch this thing in a quick ball. Ooh, critical capture, nice. All right, well, there we go. I caught Slackoth, which eventually evolves into Slacking, so I kind of want to name it Slacking, like how it's actually supposed to be spelled. Yeah, this thing it's kind of weird. But yeah, cool to see. And you can find a lot of Pokemon in swarms that you wouldn't be able to find. Wow, that wasn't even a step. That wasn't even a step. It was like I sneezed. Well, I guess this is kind of handy. It does say a lot of Slackoth have been spotted in Eterna Forest. I think the scroll down below also tells you that. Like, it kind of cycles through what you can do or what's going on, so that's nice. I guess you don't have to talk to Dawn or Lucas's younger sister. Okay, so next up, let's go to Home City. and I'm gonna talk to Bebe here. Now, I'm not gonna show you how to evolve your Eevee in all the different forms. I've already redone that episode once on Diamond. But yeah, so she will give you an Eevee. Yes, I want an Eevee. So yeah, she'll give you a free Eevee if you talk to her, which is pretty nice. Definitely won't turn that down. Okay, sure. You know what? I'm actually not going to name it because I don't know what I want to evolve it into. And that obviously changes based on, you know, like, I would choose a different name if I wanted to evolve it into Flareon versus, like, Vaporeon or something. So, yeah, anyway, it's Eevee. It's just a little level 5 Eevee. You can get it right here, so there you go. That's not the only place to get Eevee as well. There is another place. And that's actually on my list of places to go. In fact, I'm kind of here. So more things you can do after you have, you know, gotten your National Dex. You can go back to the Pokemon Mansion and you can visit the Trophy Garden. So let me make my way on over there. All right, the Pokemon Mansion. So yeah, now that you have beaten the game, you've gotten your National Dex, I think you can get it even just with the National Dex. It's kind of weird because again, technically you can get the National Dex without beating the game. It's not really a requirement. You just have to trade for Palkia or Dialga because you won't be able to see it. And of course, you'll have to get things like Garchomp and all of that. So yeah, now Mr. Backlot says that he's upgraded the Trophy Garden. That means there are way more Pokemon you've never seen before, such as this Pokemon and that Pokemon, or There's a lot for me to be proud of inside and outside of this home, but what makes me the most proud is my Trophy Garden in the back. Yeah, alright, so yeah, I'm envious. Okay. Cool, so, man, he's just talking left and right. Do you have anything interesting to say? Cute-eyed Jigglypuff. Okay, so that's good to know. So yeah, a Jigglypuff gave him a smooch on his cheek. But Master, that Pokemon you mentioned doesn't exist in the garden. What? What are you saying? I'm no blowhard. Listen. Yes, Master, right away, sir. It's true, I tell you. No lies ever leave these lips. There really are a cute Jigglypuff in my Trophy Garden. Honest truth. Yeah, so that's kind of the thing, you know, after you've gotten the National Dex, you can talk to him, and the Pokemon that will appear here, there will be some extra Pokemon that can appear. And that's pretty cool, actually. So there are some, I don't remember off the top of my head, I don't have them all pulled up right now, but notable ones are for sure Eevee. And of course, I think Jigglypuff there too. And I think this is where you can get Ditto as well. But again, the selection changes. Oh yeah, there we go. There's Jigglypuff. All right, well, let's get Jigglypuff. Now, I don't know how it works. Again, this is something I haven't really looked into much. But just from what I've kind of heard, again, you know, if I make a mistake on this, apologies. But I think you can talk to him every day. And that will add a different Pokemon there. But I think it doesn't change daily until you talk to him. So make sure you do that. And yeah, so let's name you Tuffly. All right, yeah, it's a normal fairy type. So that's kind of interesting, I guess. But yeah, this is another Pokemon that you wouldn't normally be able to see. I think you can find Ditto here, which would be very useful. If you can get Ditto to appear in your Trophy Garden, that'd be a good thing. Okay, so something I didn't actually have the chance to do because she told me to go back, like, tomorrow, and I just completely forgot. It's talking to the person who said that they tell you stories in Sunyshore City. So let's go ahead and do that. Today's Tuesday. The first date I went on with my husband was on Tuesday, too. I remember my heart thumping. Heart-thumping stories. Oh, I know. You know there's a Pokemon called Drifloon, right? You might be outside chatting, totally absorbed until you realize it's right behind you and get a huge shock. That'll definitely get your heart racing. You get it, right? What the? Did that startle you? Here, you can give this to your Pokemon. A shock ribbon. So I gave my Lopunny a shock ribbon. It's shocking! Yeah, you can talk to her every day of the week after you've talked to her the first time, and she will give you a different ribbon for your Pokemon, which also, by the way, after you have beaten the Elite Four and the Champion, all of your Pokemon will get the Sinnoh Champion ribbon, so that's kind of nice. But yeah, now she has the Shock ribbon, Majesty Jr. has the footprint ribbon. Fidgeting has the effort ribbon. Oh, I guess I haven't really checked other ribbons on my Pokemon. Like, I know a few of them would have the effort ribbon, but that's fine. So just another little thing to do, just a small thing. This can be done before you've beaten the game, by the way, or gotten the National Pokédex. It's just, you know, something that I didn't really have a good time to go back for. So also, let me check the stickers really fast, because I think the selection changes daily. Oh yeah, look at all these lovely stickers here. I mean, they're so cheap, you might as well just buy like 10 or 20 of each. Like, it's so cheap. Okay, next up on this little... This is such a weird episode, but it's kind of like a different ways to catch things episode, all right? Like, new methods that have kind of popped up. That's kind of the theme. I know it's a little weird, but, you know, bear with me here. So... I guess we'll take a brief look at using the Poké Radar. This is not at all an in-depth guide. I'm not going to go into detail on it right now, but just to give you an idea of some of its functionality, like what the heck is going on. So first of all, I'd recommend having some repels. It's a good idea. And make sure you have enough, well, Pokeballs to catch whatever you want, and make sure you have, where are my repels? They're down here somewhere. I really need to just reorder them so they're at the top. And you can buy many hundred repels too if you really want. So if you register the Poké Radar to a key item slot, that's a good idea. So let's go ahead and do this, and let's get rid of the Versus Seeker, because I'm not really using that very much right now, am I? It's useful for certain times, for sure. So the bigger the patch of grass, the better. So you'll want to look for grass that is kind of doing like those little shaking maneuvers. And I think the different rates that the grass shake has some kind of indication of what Pokemon you can find there. Now I know ideally after you get the chain started, you want to find things that are 4 tiles away, like 4 different patches of grass away. Imagine it like a box, okay? If you're in the center, and then 1 out in either direction, in any direction, including like, you know, northeast, northwest, etc. That would be 1 tile out. And then 1 tile out from either of the, or from any of the 1 tile ring, if you will, or box, or square, whatever you want to call it. Then that would be the 2 range, or whatever. And then there's like a 3rd range, and you want to go to the 4th one. So like, in this case, see the one, if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter, it can be anywhere on that 4th ring. But that, I believe, will always be the same Pokemon. Although I think there might be a chance it will break just in general. I don't know. I haven't really done much of the chaining, if any. Like, I haven't had any really good successful chains in Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl yet. I did a bit of it back in Diamond and Pearl, did a bit of it back in Platinum. It has changed a little bit. Like, it's more or less the same, but I think there's still a few changes that I'll need to learn before I can make an actual proper video. So in this case, if I go to the one that's like directly down, that's not good. So I want to go to that one by the windmill over there, because that's 4 away. Now, this is also just if I want to get Pachirisu. There's another perfectly good application of using the Poké Radar, and that is to find new Pokemon. Well, new Pokemon you haven't seen, not like actually new Pokemon never been shown before. But I know here you can get Mareep, which is kind of cool. Like, you know, that's a neat Pokemon, and you can only get that with the Poké Radar. So even if you don't bother with this method, which is called the chaining method, Poké Radar chaining, even if you don't bother with that, you can still have a pretty decent time just using it and doing something else with it. So in this case, I want to go to this one up here. And there is a chance, if it wouldn't spawn in any area, that the chain will break. Like, if you try to avoid corners, theoretically you can walk around, and I think it takes 100 steps. It's either 50 or 100 steps to recharge the Poké Radar, and you can do that while walking through the tall grass. That's why it's a good idea to have plenty of repels, so you don't have to deal with running into any other wild Pokemon, which will also break your chain. So again, maybe I'll do something about this later. I'm sure that there are plenty of video guides out there. That doesn't mean I won't ever make one. So like in this case, I think it'd be the one directly south here. 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. And I think you want it as close to the center as possible, which will have the least chance of it breaking the chain, which is good. I'm just gonna keep at this for a little bit. I really want to find Mareep, but since I am doing this, I guess I'll stick with Pachirisu. Now, why do you want a chain, by the way? I guess I should actually talk about that first. What is the advantage of doing this? Is it just to fight the same Pokemon over and over again? Well, yeah, you could do it that way, but it's actually a method for shiny hunting. As your chain number increases, the chance of running into a shiny Pokemon increases as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I know in Diamond and Pearl, you wouldn't want to have a 4 and 4, like, you know, in any of the corners on the 4, you wouldn't want that. And I know like directly, like left, right, up or down, like 4 directly in that direction, you wouldn't want either. But I don't think that's the case in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I might be wrong, but I don't think that is. I'm just kind of having flashbacks, you know? Like I said, they've changed some things, and I haven't really done a lot of research. This is just like kind of what I've looked into at a glance. All right, so we want to go down, down, and right through here. But yeah, your chance of finding a shiny Pokemon increases as your chain increases. And on top of that, the chance of having Pokemon with higher IVs, which are those individual values I've talked about, that's also very handy. It increases your chance of getting more Pokemon with higher IVs. So that can be really useful if you're into, like, you know, breeding for good competitive stats and all that. Can definitely save a lot of time. Also, make sure you don't run away from these. You need to either catch the Pokemon or you need to knock it out. If you run away, I think it breaks your chain too. So in this case, it would be, I think it's actually either. Oh, that's so weird. This one is shaking a little bit more vigorously. So something else I should definitely mention, there is a Pokédex app that is very useful for keeping track of your chain, like how much your longest chain has been, and I think even what your current chain is as well. I don't have that Pokédex app. I'll get it later, but that probably would have been smart to bring in. This is a little tough. I guess I'll go for that one up near the fence. I will say one definite nice advantage of this new Poké Radar, as opposed to the one in the original Diamond and Pearl, is this one, the grass stays shaking. In the old games, it didn't stay shaking, so you had to be like very sharp. You had to keep a very careful eye on it and just react right away when you knew, you know, it was like 4 away. Like, oh man, it was pretty tough. And if you didn't get it, you could just like reset the Poké Radar. But at least in this, they stay shaking, so it's fairly easy to see them. This one's so weak, though. It's far away, but it's weak. Still counts. Oh, it ended. Darn it. Well, that can happen. I think I got up to 20-something. What was it? Yeah, so if you look here, I was at about 24, I think. Because I just used 1 PP for each. And it can just randomly break, too. But I don't know. That wasn't even the Pokemon I wanted. But I could do a method like that to basically get a Pokemon as a shiny, which is pretty cool. I want to get Mareep, though. That's actually the Pokemon I meant to get with the, oh, actually it was here. I was just going to use it from the thing, but I thought I had my Repel active. So I want to find Mareep. That's really the thing I need to find here. There we go. There's Mareep. That was the thing I wanted. Alright, I don't really need to worry about any chaining shenanigans here. I'm just gonna toss a quick ball at it. And I caught it! Nice! Now, this isn't the only place to get Mareep or Flappy as well. Like, I know I can find them underground after getting the National Dex, so this isn't really the best example, but it was one I knew off the top of my head. We're gonna call you Barber, because you sure need one to trim all that hair, right? I would name it sheepishly, but realistically, I'm gonna catch another one, or a Flappy, and do it that way. Alright, cool. So I got the thing that I wanted there, and I didn't even continue a chain. So that leaves one more Pokemon that I want to get before wrapping this up. Whoops, this isn't what I want. Okay, so what Pokemon is that? I need to have my rematch against the God of Sinnoh. So let me get back up to the top and I'll see you in a moment. All right, I'm back at the Spear Pillar. And as you can see, Dialga is waiting for me here. So I'd recommend saving before you walk up to him, because as soon as I got near him, it kind of like auto pushed me forward, which is fine, but I actually did save right before I entered the Spear Pillar. But yeah, we're back! Time for a rematch, Dialga! Oh man. Alright, so yeah, that was a little embarrassing last time. And it still could be a problem here. So I'm just gonna go for... let's do Surf. I don't think I'll knock it out. I am a lot stronger now, but not that much stronger. Yeah, one more Surf should be fine. I did bring along my Sneasel as well. Also, I think if you're fighting Palkia, I think it might have... oh, there's its signature move, Roar of Time! Wow, that did a lot of damage. No, it's yeah, it didn't really. It wasn't too much of a problem. It's kind of like a Hyper Beam in the sense I have to wait a turn. Oh, I should have used a Quick Ball again. Whoops. Oh well, it's fine. You know, I bet you Grass Knot will be fine. It is kind of heavy, but it is double resistant to it. I'm not using Ice Beam. Man, I don't know what I was thinking last time using Ice Beam. I guess I just kind of forgot that it's neutral damage. That's pretty good. Okay, well, that's about as good as I could get it. I really should have brought my Pachirisu and nuzzled this thing. Oops! Oh well, that's fine. Can I catch in a Luxury Ball just to look cool? It's not actually that, or no, it is that tough to catch. That's right, it is catch rate 3 now. It's not like it's a joke to catch like it was in the original game. So realistically, a Quick Ball, it was probably going to fail anyway. I think a Net Ball might actually be pretty good against Palkia. Well, I have Timer Balls. Dust Balls aren't gonna work. Wow, I really don't have many good balls against this thing. I have Ultra Balls, and it looks so ugly in an Ultra Ball. It's like one of my least favorite balls. I don't like Ultra Balls, and I don't like Great Balls. Well, I mean, this is just gonna take some time. I kind of have it about as weak as I want it, so it's just a waiting game. I could use the Master Ball, but at this point, no. Just no. There we go. Okay. I had to catch a Timer Ball. I mean, honestly, it's probably the best ball anyway after 10 turns in this game. But it's like, no, I don't want to catch this thing in a Premier Ball or Luxury Ball anymore. I really want to catch it in a Timer Ball. It's like such a good fit for it. Yeah, so here's what I missed out on earlier. So let me give it a name. I'm gonna call him Rewind because that's what I had to do against him, right? Oh, man. All right, so, ooh, Timid Nature. That's actually, well, you're kind of slow in general, but yeah. So here are its moves. Quite strong. Wow, yeah, Roar of Time is 150 powered too, so it's quite strong. Yeah, well, neat. I'm glad I got it. And again, it'll power up even more if you give it the Adamant Orb, which can be found right over here, or the Lustrous Orb for Palkia if you're playing Shining Pearl. All right, well, that takes care of that. All right, well, I know I've been all over the place this episode. It was really more about a few different methods of catching Pokemon that you can do now that you're in the post game and have the National Dex. But of course, there's still a big one that I haven't covered yet. There's kind of two, and I'm hoping to do that next time because I want to go to Ramanas Park and then I want to go underground. That's going to be a lot of fun, but I wanted to wait until night, so yeah. Anyway, I'll be doing that on the next episode of Marriland's Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Adventure. Oh yeah, thanks for watching everyone, I'll see you next time.